What's up with this dude, man?
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
First and foremost, look, no disrespect to Robert Horry, okay? He is an absolute NBA legend. I mean, we're talking 7 rings, going from team to team, being the big shot Bob that he is. Like, overall, he's a phenomenal player, and he was great when he played. Very high IQ player. I get all that. But I'm just starting to question, what is it with him and the Spurs? I mean, I just don't get it. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this story really quickly, and then we're going to get into some of the things that he said about the Spurs previously that's just like, let go, man. But here it is. All right, so San Antonio Spurs championship ring previously owned by Robert Horry is up for auction. Okay. And as you can see here, it's going for $18.5 thousand. That's quite a bit, but honestly, I was expecting it to be more than that. I tried to find where it's listed, and honestly, guys, I could not find it. I just don't know. So look, drop a link in the comments if you know where this is being auctioned to, because I'm actually really curious about it, but I could not find it. I tried to find this Heritage Auctions sales, I don't know. I can't find it. But overall, big shot Bob, that's what he's doing. He's selling his championship ring because he hates the Spurs. And I know that seems kind of hyperbolic, but no, it's absolutely not. So let's talk about some of the things that Robert Horry has said about the Spurs previously. He will not let go. So this is January 2nd, 2022. Robert Horry reveals why Greg Popovich doesn't like him. And we covered this before, in which I said, I don't think Popovich cares. I don't think Pop really holds grudges. I mean, that's just me. I mean, the way that Kawhi Leonard exited, I mean, Pop did not hold that grudge. Like, he was angry for like a few months and then everything was all good. So Pop does not hold grudges, and I highly doubt that a guy that he's won multiple championships with, he's holding a grudge against. But this is what Robert Horry had to say. Pop wouldn't dare come on this show, and the show that he was on. I don't think Pop would ever speak to me again. I don't think Pop likes me. I think Pop doesn't like me because I speak my mind. A lot of people get rubbed the wrong way about that. It's like, Robert Horry, bro. No one's against you, man. No one's against you. Pop isn't against you. Pop hasn't said one thing about Robert Horry since 2007. I don't know if that's true, but I haven't heard it. Okay, and I watch a lot of Pop interviews. I watch a lot of Popovich. But anyway, yeah. So 2022, January 2nd. That's what he had to say about Pop. Now let's go back a little further. Okay, we're gonna go back to 2017, July 14th, 2017. And this is what Robert Horry had to say. I could not believe that he was holding on to this for so long. I could not believe it. So here it is. So what he's complaining about, because he is complaining, he's complaining about the fact that Derek Fisher infamous shot, Spurs killing shot, was all Popovich's fault. Guys, I know. We've all seen the shot. We've all seen the Derek Fisher shot. For anyone to blame Pop in that situation is insane. So let's just listen to what he had to say, or at least read what he had to say about why this is Pop's fault. All right, so here we go. The funny part is, if I'd have did what I wanted to do, we would have won that game. Pop doesn't like Kobe. He was like, I don't like him. Okay, maybe Robert Horry just has a thing with thinking Pop doesn't like people, like when he's a little hard on them, or like he doesn't want them to hit a game-winning shot. That means that he doesn't like them. I don't know. So Pop doesn't like Kobe. He was like, I don't like him. I don't want him to hit a game winner. I doubt Pop said that, but whatever. And so he says, Rob, when Kobe comes off, just guard him. All right. I'm pretty sure Pop didn't want Robert to guard Kobe, or he wanted Robert to guard Kobe because Kobe's one of the greatest players of all time. I'm just making an assumption that he wanted him to guard one of the greatest players of all time. I'm just assuming that he wanted him to guard a clutch Mamba mentality player as Kobe Bryant. I'm making an assumption. It might be crazy, but maybe Robert's right. He just didn't like him. I was like, no, you want the ball to go away from the basket. Okay. So first and foremost, if you watch the play, actually, we're gonna play the play. Hold on. I'm gonna try my best not to get in trouble with the NBA, but just look at it for a minute, okay? So what Robert Horry is arguing, or what he's going to argue, is, and we're gonna play it, but what he's gonna argue is that what he wanted the Spurs to do was go away from the basket. So he says, where I was standing, Kobe comes off. I actually did this. 1001. No, I shouldn't do it. F it. I got to do what the coach says. So I run over to Kobe, the spot I leave, kicks it right to Fish. Fish catches and turns. I'm looking to Pop the whole time. Like, see, if you make him throw him out the way, away from the basket, going this way and turning, I'm like, really? I was just shaking my head, and after that, it was a wrap. So he's basically saying that they should go away from the basket. Yes. Yeah, it's 0.4 seconds on the clock, in which, yeah, you didn't want Kobe Bryant to get the ball. And as we can see, Robert Horry did indeed guard Kobe, but Kobe was nowhere near. He was nowhere near the basket. Like, nowhere near. So just watch. Just pay attention. So there's Shaq. And you can see that Duncan is ready for anybody that does drive in. Manu Ginobili is on Derek Fisher. He's stopping Kobe because you don't want Kobe with the ball at all. It makes perfect sense. So they had two people on Kobe. And then Derek Fisher gets the ball. And literally, Manu Ginobili is wrapped all around him. I don't know what his problem is here. He was wrapped all around him. That just comes down to a really good shot. I mean, you got the ball away from the basket. Kobe Bryant has a pretty quick release, and he could have got that as well. I just don't know why you would even complain here. You don't want Kobe with the ball, period. But anyways, that's my little rant. But that's what Horry had to say. So he was holding on to that until 2017, apparently. So we got a little bit more, okay? It doesn't stop there. So ex-Spur Horry believes that Greg Popovich coached his last game. So he was talking about Pop a year ago, May 21st, 2021, in which he brought up Coach Pop's wife's death, and he brought up the fact that the big three was gone, and he just felt as if Pop is on his way out. So here we have it right here. I don't think so. I really think so. And that's about probably with him losing his wife, his big three gone, and that's really weird to put that way. His big three, like, just say the big three, like, I don't know. It just comes across a little bit condescending, like his big three. He figured he'd give it one more chance, and I don't see him having the desire to do it. Pop is a passionate guy also. He has that fire, but it's time for him to do something else. Yeah, he just doesn't like Pop. And a lot of this talk about Pop not liking you, I start to think that Robert Horry just doesn't like Pop. And here's another thing that he had to say about Pop. Now, this isn't anything special. This is just basically me just showing that he's been talking about Pop forever. So this is actually 2020. He's all over the place. In which he brought up how Phil Jackson and Popovich was different. Now, this is not necessarily anything that's like new to anybody. Everyone knows this, the way that they coach, the way that they approach their team, their relationship with their team. Everyone knows that this was the case. But at the same time, it just shows that he's always talking about Pop. So Phil wouldn't really talk to you. He would just come and talk to you about basketball. Say, read my book that I gave you for a Christmas present. Pop would come and talk to you, take you to dinner, buy you a glass of wine. Pop would really try to get to know you. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know why Robert Horry doesn't like Pop. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to say he's as bad as, say, like Steven Jackson sometimes when he talks about Pop. Not to say Steven Jackson's terrible. Sometimes Steven Jackson's pretty, cool when it comes to Pop. But, dude, I just don't get it. And I want to say this. I'm going to end it on this note because if anybody takes what he said here about the Derek Fisher shot and they take that in stride and say, yes, that was all Pop's fault. Pop sucks. Pop. Look, at the end of the day, you're going to make mistakes. The greatest leaders of all time, if we look through anywhere in human history, some of the best leaders that ever walked this earth have made mistakes. There is not one leader that lived that every single person agreed with every single thing that they did all the time. That's just not the case. Popovich has made mistakes. I don't think this is one of those situations, but we know situation where Pop made a mistake. I mean, if we're talking about obviously 2013, in which Pop took out Duncan, that's infamous. Everyone knew about that. And it was like, what are you doing, right? But at the end of the day, yeah, this is who Pop is. He's a basketball genius, and sometimes he's gonna overthink himself. That's just what you're gonna get out of him. But man, this notion that some people will take one little thing that he does wrong and thus make a bigger deal out of it to say, well, he made this one mistake, therefore he's a terrible coach. And people have actually made that argument sometimes, and it's just silly, man. Everyone makes mistakes. Every coach makes mistakes, and they're going to have infamous moments if you coach as long as Popovich has coached. But this was just weird, man. The fact that he was in 2017 blaming Pop over the Derek Fisher shot. I don't even know if any Spurs fans saw this play and ever blamed Pop for it. It was just one of those plays. So I don't know. You guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I think Robert Horry's a little angry for no reason, but you can just be the judge of that. Oh man, I can't believe that he's selling his ring. That's so dumb. All right, I'll give it to you guys later. Till next time.